Hello everyone, my name is Ripley and today we're finally building with the Cottage Living pack. I am so excited to build with this pack, and from with my experience from building this farmhouse, I really love this pack. I think this is such a valuable pack, not only for gameplay of course, but also for building. I really love all the stuff that came with this pack. And today, like I said, we are building a farmhouse, which is a pretty big task. Like, I'm building on the 64x64 lot in the Henford on Bagley word, I believe they called it. And this word is first of all so pretty, and this lot was exactly the perfect size for what I wanted to do. I wasn't sure if they would include the 64x64 build or lot in this word, but I'm really happy that they did, because I really needed the entire lot to do what I wanted to do. So on this lot we have a big farmhouse, this area right here where you can take care of the animals like llamas and cows and chickens, and then we have two pretty big ponds and a big gardening area out back. So you seem to have more than enough space to do whatever gardening they want. Like, I didn't end up putting in any like trees or plants or anything, because I thought that you probably wanted to do that yourself, so that I don't like put in like some apple trees or whatever, and you didn't want that. Like, I wanted it to be fully like your choice what you wanted to plant here. So the gardening area is pretty much empty, so that you could choose whatever you want to garden. And then we also have this little like greenhouse, which isn't the prettiest thing I ever done. It's actually, I liked it when I built it, but then when I went back it's kinda ugly, but it's kinda cute, so it's fine, I guess. In this lot, with all the landscaping, like, I did a lot of I added a lot of plants like everywhere, and I did this terrain paint. Right now I'm doing this kind of like tractor tracks, which it doesn't look super great right now, but I think that when I blended it in with more like other terrain paints, like I used like a lot of different terrain paints to make this kind of like blend in together, and then I added the landscaping. I think it actually ended up looking really good at the end. I guess it's just kind of this kind of process that you have to go through. Like, it doesn't always have to look good in the beginning, but when you have added all the elements, it actually ends up looking really nice. And like I said, I added a lot of plants, and that really added up to the final price of this lot. This lot is around 258,000, I believe it was when I uploaded it to the gallery. So it's quite steep, but it does fit 8 to 9 sims in this house. Like, it's a 5-bedroom home with a master bedroom that of course sleeps 2 sims, a twin bedroom with 2 separate single beds, 1 room with a single bed, 1 room with a double bed, and then a room with a double bed that is pushed against the wall. So it sleeps 8 to 9 sims, and that totally depends on if your sims can scoot or not. Like, because my sims still can't scoot, so they couldn't use, like, I couldn't have 2 sims in the double bed that's up against the wall, but if your sims can scoot, then you can have 2 sims in that bed as well. And I really like how this entire lot turned out, for it being my first time building with this Cottage Living pack. And of course it's a lot of things to go through, and I'm sure I missed a lot of stuff as well, but I really like the style of this house. I also really wanted to make sure that you could have cats and dogs in this house as well. I thought that with it being on a farm, I think that it would make sense to incorporate the cats and dogs aspect as well. So this house is fully equipped for you to have both cats and dogs, as well as I added some agility stuff in the back for you to train the dog or whatever, and then just kind of adding all this kind of animal stuff all around the place to really make this like an animal friendly lot. So you can have all kind of like cats and dogs and llamas and cows and bunnies and chickens. And I thought it was so cute when I took screenshots of this build. I had a lot of bunnies that was just kind of like running across the lot, and I thought it was so cute. But yeah, and now I'm actually doing the landscaping. The landscaping took me a long time. I I cut out most of it because I think that this build took me almost 8 hours to finish. And then when I had sped it up, it was like an hour, so I had to cut it down to like 22 minutes I think I ended up at, which is pretty good, but that meant that a lot of the landscaping had to be cut out, as well as some rooms in the house was cut out. Like mainly just hallways and like this workshop area I ended up cutting out because I just didn't have the time to have them in it. It would have been like a 30-minute video, and then we have all the screenshots at the end as well, so I'm sorry if this video is a little bit longer, but I thought it was kind of necessary to show what I wanted to show, but I still had to cut out some things that I wanted you to see. But if you decide to download this slot, then I'm sure that you won't be disappointed. If you want to download this slot, then it is already on my gallery. My gallery ID is RiipleyYT, that's Riipley with 2 I's, like on YouTube, with the YT at the end. And this, I tried to be conscious with what packs I use, but I ended up using quite a lot of packs still. Not nearly enough, or not nearly close to what I usually do, but I think I ended up using about 12 packs. I used Cottage Living, of course, Eco Lifestyle, Seasons, Cats and Dogs, Get Together, Parenthood, Dine Out, Country Kitchen Kit, Paranormal, Nifty Knitting, Tiny Living, and Laundry Day. And of course Space Game. So, but I think that a lot of them is like mainly like decorational. When it comes to like the main pieces, I would say I'm used like Country Kitchen, Country Kitchen a little bit. Cottage Living was what I was trying to say, which those two also go together really well. And then I used a lot of like paranormal stuff, like the couches mainly. And then I used season stuff. But I used all those packs, but I think that a lot of those packs are mainly used for decorational stuff. I don't know if I'm making any sense right now. And then I really love doing these ponds, and it's so easy to do ponds now in the game. Like I was kind of afraid that they was gonna do it more like complicated, like more complicated than they needed to. But the ponds are actually really easy to do, and I really love them. I really think that they add this aspect to the landscaping that we have never had before. Even when we did like ponds using fountains, it really didn't. Like that doesn't even stand up to this pond hole that we have now. I love this pond hole so much, and I'm so excited that we have it. And it kind of feels like we always have had it now, but we only have had it for like this week. But I really love it, and I'm so excited that we got a pond tool. And I also did this little like hay area where we had hay balls, and we have this like big like hay balls things from debug. But we also have this those smaller ones, which I think is like something that your Sims can technically sit on. But I ended up sizing them up and using them to like stack hay, which I thought would look really nice, like a good decorational piece. And I'm really excited because at first I didn't think that we had those small hay balls, but then I realized that we had them in the furniture section of this new pack, and I was so excited. I was like, yes. But like I said, I had to cut it out, sadly, because I really loved it. But like I said, you can see all those little details that I can't show here, both on the gallery, but I also have a lot of screenshots coming up, so make sure to stay tuned for those, because I think that those really give this build the recognition it deserves. I feel like that feels really weird to say, but like it really shows off this build almost better than the speed build, just because I had to cut some things out. And now we're moving on to the interior and to the kitchen. And in the kitchen I used a lot of the new stuff from the new pack, like those counters and cabinets are all from the Cottage Living pack. I keep wanting to call it Country Kitchen, but it's called Cottage Living. I guess this pack goes almost too well together. And I did use both of them in the kitchen. Like I said earlier, I think they went really well together. And then we are moving on to the dining area, which I wanted to make sure that this dining area did seat 8 Sims, because you can't fit 8 to 9 Sims in this build. But we didn't have a big dining table for this pack, which I was a little bit sad about. We only had those like small rounded tables, which were super cute, but not at all what I was looking for. So I ended up using this table from Cats and Dogs, which I think really fit this area nicely, and those chairs are actually from the new pack, and they went really well with this table, so I was really happy about that. And then we have 2 new absolutely stunning fireplaces in this pack. Like, I was really wanting new fireplaces, and we did use both the 2 different kinds of fireplaces in this build, and I love both of them. They are exactly what I wanted to have in the game, so I'm so excited that we have them. Also, this like the plant that stands on the floor is super cute, and I really like that as well. Like, we have a lot of good decorational pieces in this pack. And then in this little sunroom area here, I used a lot of paranormal stuff. I put in that bar from Vintage Glamour, but I ended up removing it because it was the only thing I used from that pack, so I was like, I thought it was kind of unnecessary to mark this build as Vintage Glamour when I only used one thing. So, but if you do have that pack, then you can always add it back in. I think it kind of fits nicely in that little corner. But like I said, I did end up removing it because I didn't think it was worth marking this build as Vintage Glamour when I only used one item. And then I ended up doing this little mudroom area where we have a laundry and some laundry decor. Like, it's one of many places you can go out to the garden, but I think it's like 3 back doors to this house, so your Sims can definitely reach the back garden easily from whether they are in the kitchen or in the laundry room or in the living area. They can reach the outside pretty easily. And then I ended up moving on to the living room, and in here I was kind of like, the layout of this house is a little bit different than I would usually do it because it was such a big house. And in the living area I didn't really know how to lay out this area at first, but I think I ended up really liking what I did. So this little corner here is like the TV area. We put in a TV, we also put in this little like cross stitching thing that came with this pack, as well as a knitting basket. I think that it ended up looking really cute, and I think that it really fits this style that we were going for. And here you can also see that I placed the other fireplace from this pack. Absolutely stunning fireplace as well. Slightly different style than the other one, but still very similar, which I really like. I did also end up putting that fireplace in the master bedroom as well. But then I'm just going on adding some extra pieces. I added in a chess table and an easel and a guitar and all that good stuff, and a desk, of course, for your Sims to do the homework or whatever, as well as a little bookcase there. And I think that even though I feel like this living room feels very spacious, but it doesn't feel empty, which I really like. Like, you don't want it to feel empty, which is like the worst thing for me, but it feels very spacious, and that's a different thing. And I think that it's kind of like, and I think it's a pretty fine line from it to be spacious or being empty, and I think that I did a good job with that. Like, it's very spacious, but it's not like there's no furniture in here. I think it's a good medium. And then I used this little wall lights from the new pack, which are so cute. I also used a lot of the hanging lights from this pack as well. I usually just go with spotlights, but I really wanted to get this kind of older feel, so we have those hanging lights and a lot of places in this house. We have it in the living room, we have it in the kitchen and in the dining area, and I really just wanted to get that feel. And then we are moving on to the office area, is what it's called. We're moving on to the office area, and I used this new little like typewriter computer thing that I added in, which I thought was super cute. With, of course, a lot more bookcases in here. This is supposed to be like, yeah, like the parents' work area. Maybe they're like a writer or something, or well, I guess that they will probably be working mainly on the farm, but maybe they have like a writing hobby or something like that. I added in a little reading corner in here as well with the new armchair, which I have quite a busy pattern on it, but I think it looks really nice in certain areas. And then I just added this little picture wall, and I always wanted to use this cats and dogs painting, the one where the dogs play Don't Wake the Llama, but I never get to use it. It never fits in, and I'm like, I always try to use it, but it is what it is. And then I actually really love this kind of like curtain thing that came with this pack. I think it fits in on a lot of windows. I use it a lot. I think that sometimes those kind of like that type of like blinds slash curtains thing doesn't really look like nice, but in this pack I think that they really killed it. I think it looks lovely. And then I use this wall clock, which I never use any like clocks in the game anymore, but like I said, I thought it really fit into this style, and I thought it was really cute, and I put it in a place where I thought it would make more sense, like where you could see it from most angles. And then like I mentioned before, I did have a workshop next to the living area, which I did end up cutting out because it was just too much. The video would have been too long, but in that workshop area I ended up adding in some woodworking tables, a candle station, as well as an easel and just some like clutter stuff. Like, yeah, you can imagine these seems to do their woodworking stuff. And now we're moving on to the master bedroom. I did end up making the master bedroom quite simple, but I really liked the way it ended up. I think that it didn't need to be too much. And the master bedroom is the only bedroom that doesn't have a mirror, because I wasn't sure if that a mirror on the dresser counted as a mirror, or if it was just a dresser. And it is just a dresser, but I didn't really know that until after I uploaded this to the gallery. So, but like I said, the master bedroom has also an ensuite, so you have a mirror in there, and then we have a lot of mirrors around the house, so I'm sure your Sims will be fine. Then moving on to the twin bedroom, I really wanted to use a loft bed in here, but I didn't want to use Dream Home Decorator because I didn't want to add on another pack. And with the two bunk bed options they have from base game, I thought that this one fit in more to the style, even though this is the more uncomfortable bed, which I had to kind of, this wouldn't have been my first choice regardless, but I don't think that the metal one would really fit into this style, so I had to kind of, I guess, compromise with the beds in here, but I think that overall it ended up looking really nice. I would also imagine that the youngest children share this bedroom, that's like maybe the youngest children are twins. I added in some more toys in here, like a play chest and those kind of big like blarfy thing, like the big stuffed animal, as well as just a desk for them to do their homework and that sort of stuff. And I think it ended up looking really, really cute overall. I am really happy with how it turned out regardless, and I really, really love this wallpaper. It's so cute with the bunnies and the mushrooms and all that stuff. It's so cute, and I think it fits so well in a kid's bedroom. It's just, I don't know, I just get happy by looking at it. It's so cute. And then and with the kids' bedrooms, I really took the liberty to not make it so strictly like cottage vibe. Like, I think that the kids' bedroom is more like, it gives me more opportunity to give it more like a personal style. Like, you can see the kids' personality more. Like, you can add in things that you maybe wouldn't add into the living room or the like kitchen, like more like modern stuff, modern additions that might not fit otherwise in like the other rooms. And then I did this like, I guess this is for like an older kid, maybe like a young adult even, just like a simple bedroom with like a reading corner and nothing too fancy. This room is kinda boring, I know, and I'll be the first one to say it. It's kinda boring, it's very brown, but it's very simple. Maybe it's even just like a guest room, I don't know. I could imagine it being a guest room as well, or maybe just a kid that's grown up and then maybe the parents have redone the room to a guest room or something like that. And then moving on to this kid's bedroom that only have a single bed in it, and here I really wanted to focus on like more like personality, and I imagine that the kid that lives here are really into like makeup and fashion and that kind of stuff. I gave them a lot, like I made this kind of like custom vanity thing We had the makeup and the blow dryer and a big like mirror wall behind it. And we also have this dresser that I put in the parents' bedroom, but this time in this like pink and white color. And I really like this like bright colors in this room. I think that in the other bedrooms we have a lot of brown colors, and this bedroom is a lot brighter, and I really like that for this kind of like young child or tween kind of stage I would imagine that child would be in. And then moving on to this room, this wallpaper is a lot, like it's a lot, it's almost too much. It's so much happening with this like flower pattern, and it's way more pattern than I would ever normally put into like a room or whatever. I said the flowers are a little bit much to me, so it might be a little much to you as well, and I'm sorry if that's the case. But I imagine that this kid was really into painting. Like I have this easel and a lot of like finished paintings both behind the easel and behind the bed. But with that said, we are about to jump into screenshots, so if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. This build is on my gallery right now, so if you want to download it, my gallery ID is RiipleyYT. But with that said, I am gonna build a lot of Cottage Living stuff, a lot of cottages and a lot of stuff with the new packs, so make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss that, and I will see you all very soon. Riipley out.
You turn toward me and look so weak. I've never seen you with such tired eyes. And everything we said we'd be, we just traded for a suit coat and a tie. Underneath the rows of trees, I will see you where the ocean meets the sky. Under your toes